The man was cleaning the model when he realized something terrible. Just by spraying a little water on the model, the weather started to drizzle as if there was a change. This discovery is definitely a big problem. He turned his attention to the model of the town and resprayed some more drops of water. And in no time at all, it started to rain even more heavily outside the house. The residents who were wandering outside were instantly drenched by the torrential downpour. And what was once a sunny sky was now filled with thunderstorms. Jeff immediately went to the balcony to feel this miraculous scene, but what made him even more surprised was that the temperature of the rain outside the house was exactly the same as the temperature of his own kettle. He ventured to guess that it might not really have anything to do with him, but that he was in control of the town. In order to find out the truth, Jeff went to the model side to find the house where he lived and surprisingly found his own model in the house. It looks like the whole model was made for the town. Even the scenery on the road is exactly the same. What's even more amazing is that you can use the model to understand the town's electrical system. After this wonderful discovery, Jeff sat down in the town's tavern. There were a lot of residents gathered here, all of them talking about the rain during the day, and all of them felt that the rain was very strange. Daisy, the proprietor, was talking to her son about how she was going to paint the sign this afternoon, but the rain had put a damper on it. Jeff took it all in and grabbed his little notebook to write down the big job he had ahead of him. By the time he got home in the evening, he was ready for nail polish. The next day, Daisy's son made a big discovery. His tavern had a new look. Both mother and son were amazed, but it saved them a lot of work. Jeff, who had arrived, shared in the surprise, but still didn't tell the truth. For Jeff, it was better to be honored than to give to the town behind the scenes. On the way back, he was full of pride, but when he met an old couple who had fallen, he heard the old woman complaining about the construction of the town and how there were always potholes in the road for her to fall over. Jeff immediately suggested that he should tell the mayor, but the couple had already stuffed their mail. But the mayor didn't care. When he got home, Jeff moved back to the mayor's mailbox and the first envelope he opened was the one the couple had mentioned about filling in the potholes. He immediately got a piece of Play-Doh and put it on top of the town model. And in no time at all, the road had been repaired. The road was repaired in no time at all. The gravel was packed up with clamps. The fallen garbage cans were not spared. And even a broken tree was uprooted. After all, it was also a safety hazard. When he heard the dog barking on the side of the road, Jeff put down a piece of the finished ribs. And in an instant, the dog's food came down from the sky and he got a taste of it too. Jeff spent the night checking the mayor's mailbox to help the residents accomplish everything. By the next day, everyone was amazed at the dramatic changes, but they never knew who was behind it all. But the mayor was the only one who could make such a big change. So everyone thought that the mayor had changed the town. And the cheeky mayor actually took it on and asked Daisy, the owner, for the cost of painting the walls of the tavern. And how could Daisy trust the mayor? Seeing that he could not get any benefits, the mayor had to stop. Jeff, who happened to be in the tavern, listened to the conversation and was furious that he had to take advantage of the mayor's cheeky behavior. Even though he had been working behind the scenes, when he went back to the supermarket, he heard the conversation of the supermarket staff. They still guessed that the mayor of the town to do all this. After all, it will soon be time for re-election, so this can also get the goodwill of the residents. Jeff heard, but his face changed because not so long ago Jeff's wife was the mayor of the town, but because of an accident unfortunately passed away. So that this cheeky replacement. Jeff looked at his wife's picture and decided he had to do something for the town. But before he did, he had to teach the mayor a lesson. First he found a small rock and aimed it at the mayor's car and threw it from the model of the town like a shooting star across the town's sky. The next day, the mayor ranted in front of the passers-by, while the residents were only amused. At that moment, Daisy's son drew a picture, and the mayor started to lose his temper with the picture, but Daisy stopped him from doing so. But Daisy was able to stop her from doing so, and everyone saw it. At this moment, the mayor realized that he was a little bit exposed. He immediately pretended to be indifferent, claiming that this is just a small accident does not change his love for the town. The residents were all abuzz with excitement. Jeff, who had been watching the whole thing, found a spider and put it on the model at night. At this time on the road at that time was startled by the sight of it. Luckily, Jeff retrieved the spider in time and the mayor saved his life. The next day he told his friends about the big spider. But who would believe such whimsical words? As Jeff looked on, a smile grew on his face and he finally had time to take care of the town. He made a sign with his own hands. And with a prominent sign, the town's business began to pick up. Even the tavern was getting a boost from the sign. And customers were now coming in by the droves. Jeff watched silently as the town began to thrive. However, when he continued to increase the size of the sign, there was an unforeseen consequence. Although the signs were larger than before and had more fluorescent lights, they also put the town under a huge power load. Within a night, the town's electrical system began to fail and the streets were plunged into darkness as residents gathered together with candles. The mayor contacted the governor and was told it would take half a month to repair the system. This sent the townspeople into a panic, accusing the mayor of inaction and even suspecting that the mayor was trying to force the residents to leave so that he could buy their houses at a low price. For a time, the mayor became a target. Watching the residents become more and more angry, the mayor intends to leave the place, and the residents also followed the mayor. Outside, Daisy's son was drawing a picture, and when the mayor found him, he realized he was drawing the new sign. The mayor then tried to divert attention from the fact that Daisy's son had changed the town. which had caused the town's power to go down. Seeing that things were getting worse, Jeff finally came forward and admitted that he had found the mold and had changed the town in the meantime, claiming that he had done a bad thing out of good intentions. In order to dispel everyone's doubts, Jeff found a small match and lit it in his house, and a fire appeared in the town. However, the mayor arrived at the right moment, and now that such a good model was available, it would be a great opportunity to utilize it. The mayor claimed that he wanted to make the town a tourist attraction with this amazing model, but he had a different ambition in his eyes and Jeff couldn't let him get away with it. Within moments, the men begin to fight over the model, but accidentally. In the process, they accidentally knock over the magical model. The town shook violently and the model fell to the ground. The next day, the town was a mess, as if it had just been hit by an earthquake. Reporters came to cover the event, but now they have to pay for the restoration of the town. Luckily, a ring was accidentally dropped during last night's fight, and this huge ring will give the town a new look.